Can you hear me, dear students? Please confirm me with the text if you are able to hear me. Can you hear me, dear students? Please confirm me with the text if you are able to hear me. Are you able to hear me? Okay, so today we are going to learn the lesson Reach for the Top. It's a new lesson for all of you, dear students. This is Reach for the Top. Okay, it is a very motivational, inspirational, biographical story. Okay, of Santosh Yadav. Part 1 consists of Santosh Yadav. Okay, so today we shall learn something about Santosh Yadav. Okay, for some of you may not have heard about her name, so I'll let you know who she is. Okay, so hopefully you are able to hear me, dear students. Can you please text me so that I know you are able to hear me, I can understand. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me begin. So you see, dear students, as you can see here, Santosh Yadav is a mountaineer, okay, and she has scaled Mount Everest several times. We'll come to know about her journey till she became successful, mountaineer. Okay, let's find out. Think for a while and make a list of 3 to 5 persons you idolize. Idolize means you consider to be your idol or admire very much for their achievements. Okay, so all of us have role model. Okay, like somebody might, some of you might like Dhoni, some of you might like, Virat Kohli, some of you might like, Shah Rukh Khan, some of you might like so many people. Okay, it could be from the world of literature, it could be from the world of sports, from film. Okay, so we have some role models, like it could be from spiritual world also, like I admire Swami Vivekananda, okay, very much. Then in the world of science, I admire APJ Abdul Kalam ji, I admire Albert Einstein. Okay, so we all have our role models because we like them so much because of their achievements. Understood? So here, as a warm-up activity, you have been asked to think about 3 to 5 persons you idealize or admire very much for their achievements. So this is your task. You will send me after the lesson gets over. You will write on a piece of paper and send me the send me the JPG image of that. Okay. List. I want to see the people you admire the most. Okay, and you have to write 2 lines of why you admire them. Okay, what is the reason for which you admire them. Okay, so this is your task, dear students, for today. You've got to make a report on the list of people whom you admire and why you admire them, and convert your JPG images into a PDF and then upload on my website. Okay. So this is your task for today. Your idols may be from any spheres of life. It could be sports, medicine, media, art, culture. Okay, now let's find out, dear students, the story. Very interesting story. The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. Okay, so earlier, like in the 50s or 60s, 70s, what happened? The birth of a girl child was not welcome in a family. Okay, it was a prejudice, you can say. It was a sort of a discrimination against girl child. It was a kind of a narrow mentality. Okay, of people around, especially in the villages. Okay, so now this mentality has changed. Of course, now the birth of a girl child is also welcome in the family, but earlier it wasn't so. Okay, earlier it wasn't so. Every family expected the birth of a boy child. Okay, boy child. Okay, so but in her family it was not as a curse of course, but they preferred boys actually. Okay, that is why she has, I think, 6 brothers. Okay. So the only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice, she scaled Mount Everest 2 times, dear students. Okay, Santosh Yadav is from Haryana. She has scaled Mount Everest 2 times, not only once. Okay, twice. And she was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome, as I already discussed about it. Okay, next. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man, giving her his blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. Okay, so when her mom was expecting a child, then a holy man came to visit her house, and Santosh Yadav's mother's house. A traveling holy man, he gave a blessing. Okay, and he thought that Santosh Yadav's mom wanted a son, but to everyone's surprise, our unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, means Santosh Yadav's grandmother who was standing close by, okay, she said that their family did not want a son. The holy man was so surprised because every family wanted a son, not a daughter. Therefore, the holy man was very much surprised. This is the only family where I can see that every member of the family is looking for a girl child. Nevertheless, however, he gave the requested blessing, and as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Because her mom gave birth to a baby girl child, that grew up to become Santosh Yadav later on. Santosh was born the 6th child in a family with 5 sons, a sister to 5 brothers. She was born in the small village of Janiwayas of Rewari district in Haryana. Okay, so she was the 6th child in a family. Okay, so she had another 5 brothers. So she is the sister to 5 brothers. She was born in a small village in the Rewari district in Haryana. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. Dear students, contentment means satisfaction. But Santosh was not always content, means Santosh was not always happy with her place in a traditional way of life. Okay, because what was the traditional way of life in their village? The girls were not allowed to study beyond primary level, beyond primary classes. The girls were not allowed to leave their village for higher education. So that was the traditional way of life existing in her village at that time when she was growing up. That is why Santosh was not happy, okay, with her own village, which has a very traditional bent of mind. Okay, she began living life on her own terms from the start. So she started living her own life. Okay, own life in the sense that she started thinking in a modern way, and she started living on her own terms. Okay, she was not following the tradition, she was not following the customs of the society so much insofar as sending the girls to schools is concerned. Okay, she was a bit different from other girls of her age. Okay, where other girls were traditional, where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Santosh, in terms of clothing also, she was different from other girls of her village or other girls of her age as well as village. She used to prefer shorts. Okay, in those days, can you imagine, she used to wear shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. So what was her statement? She said from the very beginning that she was very determined that she was choosing a correct and rational path. Rational means something which is the decision or something that we do out of logic, out of reason. That is what is called rational. So from the very beginning of her life, she was very much determined that if she chose a correct and rational way of life, then others had to change, not her. She said that she might have said this in front in the context of her dress. Okay, she might have made this statement. Okay, she said, if I am wearing shorts, what's wrong in that? Okay, and then other people's attitude towards looking at dress should change. Other people's attitude or impression about dress must change. Okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. So she was very much determined that whatever she was doing was absolutely okay, absolutely fine with her, and whatever she thought was fine with her is something what she would always stick to. Okay, she would never change what she thought to be correct or right. Okay, therefore she made such a statement. Santosh's parents were affluent landowners. Affluent, dear students, means rich, not wealthy. Wealthy and rich. Santosh's parents were affluent, means they were rich landowners who could afford to send their children to the best schools, even to the country's capital, New Delhi, which was quite close by. Okay, New Delhi was very much close to where she was born, in a small village in Haryana. So their parents were rich enough to send her even to the country's capital, that is New Delhi, for studies. But in line with the prevailing custom, prevailing means which was existing from before. But in line with the prevailing custom in their family, Santosh had to make do with the local village school. Okay, so she had to study local village, her primary classes, a local village school she had to study. Okay, in line with the custom, prevailing custom, because every other girl of the village used to study in the local village school. Therefore, Santosh too had to study there. So she decided had to study. See. But whether she studied or not, let's find out. So she decided to fight the system. She decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. And the right moment came when she turned 16. Okay, so maybe she studied initially few years, she studied in a village school, but when the right moment arrived and she turned 16 years, she decided to leave her village and study elsewhere. Okay, at 16 most of the girls in her village used to get married, but Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. Okay, so child marriage was prevalent in those days in the society, child marriage. Okay, so whenever there was a tradition in the society that as and when the girl turned 16 years of age, she had to be married off. Okay, so her parents was also trying to give her marriage elsewhere when she turned 16 years of age, but Santosh Yadav was an altogether different girl. She was so much aspiring girl, ambitious girl. She was quite different from rest of the girls of her village. Therefore, she made sure that her parents are not determined, or she made sure that her parents changed their decision to give her marriage elsewhere. Okay, a marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. She said marriage is the last thing of her in her mind. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. Okay, she sort of threatened her parents, saying that I shall never get married unless and until I get proper education. I need to first have proper education, and only after I have my education, only after I complete my education, I shall go for marriage, not before that. So she has already very vehemently and very resolutely she said to her parents that do not ever think of my marriage before I finish my education. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. So she immediately left school when she turned 16 and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. Got herself enrolled means got herself admitted in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. So initially her parents were against Santosh Yadav's decision to go to Delhi for higher studies. Therefore they said, we will not pay you money, okay, for your education. But then when they came to know that Santosh was very much determined, she can earn her own money by working part-time, then they decided to pay the fee for her education, okay. So chapter till paragraph 4 I have finished, okay. I'll go ahead with some more paragraphs. So dear students, hopefully you are able to understand till this point. Hopefully there is no doubt till this point, I hope. So dear students, do you have any doubt till this point? Till this point, do you have any doubt, dear students? If you have, you can text me. Okay, thank you. Let me continue. Number 5, wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education. Santosh passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. Okay, she went to Jaipur after she passed out her school examination, high school examination. Okay, she joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba hostel. Santosh remembers Kasturba hostel faced the Aravali hills. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. Okay, so dear students, after she passed out her high school, she went to Jaipur and she enrolled herself in a Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba hostel. And Kasturba hostel faced the Aravali hills. That is why she was able to see from the window of her hostel people climbing up the hills. Okay, and this is when she decided that she should also be one of them. Dear students, let me talk something about Aravali hills here. You might have got in geography. Aravali hills means here, it's a range of hills, hill system of northern India running northeasterly for 350 miles, that is 560 kilometers through Rajasthan state. Okay, so it's a chain hill system which runs through the entire northern India, starting through the Rajasthan state. Okay, it's a stretch of 560 kilometer range, okay, which is there in the northern India. So Aravali hills, whenever she could see people climbing up the hills, okay, she used to get inspired and she thought herself to join the other people and be one of them. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative. Okay, answered in the affirmative means they answered positively. Okay, so they also gave her the consent that she could also join them. Okay, that motivated her to take to climbing. Okay, so that is when she developed the interest for climbing. Okay, when she was observing people going high up in the up the hill. Okay, in the Aravali hills, and they are not returning back, means what, they are going high up and up. So they are climbing the hills actually, okay, for Himalayas and all that. So she was very much curious to know, okay, and when she asked people, okay, one day I decided to check it out myself and I found nobody except a few mountaineers. Okay, few mountaineers were there, and when she asked mountaineers whether whether she could join them, and she got the positive answer, and then she decided outrightly that I'm going to take to climbing. Then there was no looking back for this determined young girl. She saved money, enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Okay, so she saved money and enrolled herself in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, and then her journey as a mountaineer started. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May, and I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for the training. Okay. So after her semester exam got over, the exam ended in the month of May, I suppose. Yeah, it's written by ended on the 19th of May. Therefore, she was late. She did not go after the semester break. She did not go to her home. She straightway joined the school, college here, institute here. I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st actually. Okay, but she was late, it seems. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for the training institute. Okay, I had to write a letter of apology to my father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarkashi. Okay, because she did not get time to interact with the parents because her exam was going on, and after the exam got over, straightway she went to Uttarkashi. Therefore, she wrote a letter of apology to her parents. Okay, so that they understand her problem. Thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance to cold and the altitude. Equipped with an iron will, physical endurance, and an amazing mental toughness, she proved herself repeatedly. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after she had shyly asked the Aravalli mountaineers if she could join them. Okay. So first she had to learn the art of climbing. Okay, so several years went, okay, on learning the art of climbing the mountains. Okay, her skills matured gradually, and then she gradually she developed resistance to cold and high altitude also. And but she was having her iron will, her physical, she developed her fitness. Okay, because fitness is required, physical fitness. So she developed her physical endurance and an amazing mental toughness as well. Along with the training, not only did she develop her physical endurance but also her mental toughness, and she got adjusted to the climatic condition as well. So as a result of which she was highly equipped to take to the climbing expedition. Okay, and then all her hard work reached the saturation point, or you can say reached the highest point. Okay, when in 1992 she joined the other Aravalli mountaineers. Okay, in the Mount Everest expedition. In Mount Everest expedition, dear students, I am running out of time, so I've got to wind up now. So I shall continue in my next class, and you please do my task, whatever I have given you today. Okay, that task for you. You have to make a list of the 5 people you admire the most, and you've got to write the reason as to why you admire the most. Okay, write it in your on your notebook and make a JPG image, convert all your JPGs into PDF and upload on my website. Okay, so I've got to end here. So I shall begin next class. I shall continue and finish off this lesson in the next class. Okay, so please do my task.